Spicy water?
It's carbonated water. It's spicy water. Spicy meatball.
Why is it so fast?
You can hear that like crazy.
Yeah,
Johnny does good at what he does sometimes.
He does sometimes. That's a hell of an intro.
Except for when he's trying to be a jerk.
Ah!
Hey guys, welcome today. It is the Deep Threats podcast, and we are here today. It is February 8th. We are going to get into a wonderful show today. I will tell you, I got a couple things to say to preface off this show. First things first, we're going to go over what we did on that last show. I do apologize towards the end of the show. I may or may not have been drinking.
What?
May or may not have.
Hey.
Allegedly.
Don't say.
Allegedly.
I mean,
It's all hearsay.
But for all of you guys, I hope you had a fun time.
Allegedly.
I will also apologize for one of the draft picks that screwed up the whole thing. But I will say,
What?
I'm going to explain that draft pick right now.
What are you talking about?
Wheels taking C.J. Stroud to Arizona at 3. This has been bothering anybody that's watched the show.
Why are you
And I
explaining it for
understand
him?
it because people need to understand that there is a possibility, and it is a possibility, it's a slim possibility, but it is a possibility that Kyler Murray could retire, go play baseball, and they could go get a quarterback in that situation. Or the new head coach does the same thing what they did with Josh Rosen, and they trade Kyler Murray in that contract and go with a new guy.
So you're apologizing.
That's exact. So you don't. I don't think.
No, I'm explaining.
Okay, yeah,
I'm explaining why.
I just
You're
wanna,
apologizing
I'm just going
on
to
the
say
assumption
more
of
in my
people are not
more in my own
intelligent.
words. So
Okay.
Well, I'm not even saying that. There's a lot of people out there that just don't understand that pick. And,
Unintelligent.
And I think it's a minimal chance but it is a chance.
Well, I mean,
and if you're going to hit it early.
Yeah, they still haven't found a head coach, and the issue is, I believe, Kyler Murray. And nobody wants that head case. I mean, he acts like a toddler.
Well, and it could be the fact that, and I was talking to Ryan about this.
Listen, that's a low blow.
It could be the fact. It could be the
might be
fact.
the height of him.
It could be the fact that. It could be the fact that maybe the coach you're looking for is on one of the teams that are playing the Super Bowl.
Wait, what? Say that again?
Eric Bieniemy?
That could be the reason.
You think possibly him?
I think there's a possibility that they're reaching out to one of those guys, and that's what me and Ryan were talking about. That, and I go, that's very true. That could be possible. That's the reason why the Colts might be in the situation they're in.
But I mean, just real quick, your guys' opinion: would you rather have C.J. Stroud, unproven in the NFL, but proven in college, or Kyler Murray, a head case, in my opinion, with that organization? Who would you rather have if you're a head coach going into the draft?
I can fix Kyler.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, I think.
No,
I think
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just
I think you can
reacting
fix
to your opinion. So
I think the biggest issue is a lot of people don't know how to motivate some of these kids.
I mean,
Kyler, you win this game, you get 2 hours of play time on Call of Duty.
No, but
you got to find a way to motivate him.
You saying you can fix Kyler is like me saying I understand women. You're full of shit.
Well,
just because you pay somebody doesn't mean you got to stick with them.
That is very true. And as Ryan likes to say all the time, contracts are liquid.
I mean, they are.
Oh, I didn't know Ryan was saying that.
I still rather take C.J. Stroud.
All right, so
take
there's something I'm going to go over before we jump into news and rumors today. This happened about 2 o'clock today. Roger Goodell had his pre-Super Bowl conference to cover the future of the NFL.
That's in my news.
Did you watch it?
No, I sent
right.
Jonathan the thing.
So I'm going to go over, there's 3 things, right? And did you get any of those things in there?
I got the I got the refs.
Okay.
The officiating, it's
so
good.
This is a Goodell quote after watching this. I believe our reffing is the best it's ever been. That is from Roger Goodell, and that is out of his mouth himself, and that is absurd. Another quote from Roger Goodell in this conference is the Pro Bowl was a success. That is to each its own.
It was Russell Wilson's idea. He called him last year.
Yep.
Broncos country.
He literally
what's
came out and said it was Russell Wilson's idea, essentially.
He did, yeah. He blamed it all on Russell. He said, what else did he say? Another thing was, I don't see us going back.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So get used to this mediocre garbage every year.
Or, well, yeah, just don't watch it. And then the other thing that I had that he had talked about in this is that we had this conversation, I think, about 3 or 4 weeks ago with injuries. It actually might have been longer than that. It might have been right around the DeMar Hamlin time where we talked about these guys getting paid.
Three's up.
In the offseason and stuff like that. But he also made this quote. He said, the NFL pays $10 billion to players in salaries, bonuses, and health coverage, and I believe that $2.5 billion go to health coverage. So what he's saying is that what the NFL is giving these players is sufficient. And I will tell you right now, I don't disagree with him. The problem is the NFLPA, the union, is the one not covering these players. They could choose to go above and beyond in their negotiations. They choose not to.
So I have been behind this belief. I know these guys get paid millions, but I say it all the time. Over half the league is undrafted. So I think as soon as you step foot playing football, you should have lifetime health care along with your family, obviously, kids and wife. I think the NFLPA should fight for that. I don't think that's a NFL thing. I think that's the Players Administration, like you said, KJ. So I completely agree with you from that aspect.
That's what he's saying.
All right, I'm moving on from that. We'll jump right into. I just spoke into my mic. That got real loud. Moving on to that, we'll jump right into the news and rumors today.
Ryan, do you hear me? Okay? Can you hear me? Ryan, talk to me. Hey, John. They can still hear me no matter what you say. Dick. Hi.
Yeah,
Hello.
thanks. I have one.
I'm Steve. KJ didn't introduce us.
They're used to us by now. It's all right.
That's all right. I am Steve. Hello.
You want to do introductions? It's on you.
Hello. This is KJ. Oh, you got a point at John. Yep. This is Ryan. Or this. Oh God! I almost said it's Ryan.
Ryan.
It's Wheels.
I'm not wearing purple. What are you doing?
You don't like men. Anyway, this is our news and rumors segment. Thanks for being here. Daniel Jones. I know you like Daniel Jones, so you're gonna appreciate this. I'm pretty sure you saw this, right? Because this was earlier. His price tag is apparently going to be between $35 and $37 million a year.
Danny Dimes wants some dimes.
John, did you get that? I know I said
I don't
that.
have an
Did you
issue
put
with
that
that.
up or what?
I didn't make one.
I tag him.
Okay.
Tag is 40.
That's yikes.
Tag's $45 million.
45 is the tag?
Is it really? Oh, I guess with all the crazy contracts that have happened, yeah.
That's right. Deshaun.
Well,
Watson
I mean,
messed
you're
it
either
up.
signing him and tagging Barkley or vice versa.
You got Russell Wilson making 50. You got Aaron Rodgers making 50. You got Deshaun Watson making 54.
Patty.
You got Kyler Murray
Gosh,
making
dang,
money.
54.
Patrick Mahomes is the least paid out of like all of those guys.
Yeah, he is.
Is he in his contract yet fully, or is it
Yeah.
next year?
No,
okay.
yeah.
So if they win the Super Bowl, it'll be the first time a guy's taken up more than I think 15% of the cap or 12%.
It'll be something like that.
Yeah, it'll be first time in like the last 20-something, 30-something years.
John, you better have this one. You better have this next one. I'll be really mad. Depends. Kyler Murray. He's killing his rehab, John.
I have that in my memes.
He's playing
That's
video
all right.
games.
Go ahead, jump into the meanwhile real quick.
Well, let's jump.
We'll jump into it. All right. Well, Johnny, go over these memes real quick since it's part of the news today.
Well, so the first one that he talked about is on the right. That Kyler's really getting into his rehab.
Yeah, he is. Look at him. He's getting after it. Look at him.
So
There's actually a video.
Yes,
The kid
that-
does a squat.
I didn't watch the whole video. I screenshot it at the perfect time of this kid looking up. The second one is apparently that Mahomes is getting compared to Kermit the Frog a lot.
He is. He's Kermit the Frog.
He's, what is it?
Kermit the Frog.
DJ from Roseanne.
I like the DJ from Roseanne.
That-
'cause
that-
I think that's what I think his hairdo is what does it.
I don't know
So
that one.
what it says is Kermit the Frog's verified channel or verified Twitter responding to Mahomes,
Lions just hired JT Barrett to be the QB's coach. Sorry, Johnny.
saying, "Get my name out your effing mouth. 1 minute I'm a beloved celebrity. The next minute I'm getting compared to some fluffy-haired bitch who puts ketchup on steak."
He puts ketchup on steak?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, my
That's
God.
so-
You're.
And that's from Kermit's verified Twitter, so that's awesome.
I wish I could do a Kermit voice.
He loves Heinz on his ketchup.
Fluffy
That's
hair.
the whole thing when
it
he
would
got
have been great if
drafted.
you would have said that in a Kermit voice.
Fluffy haired
Kermit,
bitch. I
get
love
my
that.
name out your fucking mouth.
That's not bad.
That's
It's
not
a little
I-
fringe, but
yeah.
not bad. All right, Ron, what did you say? The Lions just hired JT Barrett to be the quarterback's coach.
I love that. I love JT.
He's a locker room leader.
He is. Yeah, you damn right. You don't forget that either.
Do you really need a quarterback's coach?
I mean, you got Jared Goff,
played
who's
very
like
well this year.
30-something.
I mean, you already got Rodgers' dad that, you know.
Oh, that could mean something in the draft, though.
No.
Anyways, what else? we
Go,
got?
yeah, finish up your news and rumors. We apologize.
Steve Wilkes, he's going to San Francisco. He's going to be their new DC. I think that's a very good hire for the 49ers.
I like it.
I think that's very good. It's another good defensive coordinator. If he does well here, just like the last two dudes have, he's going to find himself in another job. I think he got the short end last year.
I don't know. He might be one of those guys that sticks in there.
Yeah.
You think so?
I don't
was-
think he's going to get another.
He
head
was a
coach
DC
job.
for us, too, I believe.
Wilkes with the.
Yeah. I think he was with the Browns.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's going to be a good fit for him. I'll see. No, I am picking it up down here. That's going to be a good fit for him. I think the Niners are going to be happy because he's going to be able to take that talent, that young talent, and they're just going to get better and better. I really like that. NFL and DAZN have partnered for 10 years to deliver Game Pass worldwide. So, for whatever that means, it's the NFL is going international.
They've been going international.
on a much more regular basis.
So
They're going to have a team overseas.
I was saying,
They're
could
going to
this-
probably build the division
yeah,
overseas
could this
eventually.
be paving the way for
Division?
an international team?
Like
Do you
4
guys think?
Well, the problem,
yeah.
I think,
So Goodell wants an international division.
yeah,
And-
he wants to take
Yes.
4 teams over there. The problem is taking 4 teams over there is you have to take 8 teams over there because you have to have an NFC or an AFC, or you need to create an entire division for the European side of the world,
Right.
and you need to do their own 12 or 16 teams,
Yep.
Right.
and then you need to have them in the playoffs battling for a position,
Right, because
and then you would do like an NCAA seeded bracket.
Okay.
That's how you
because
would do
if
that.
not, they would technically need 2 divisions to then compete.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
it'd be really hard. You're better off building a European league and then doing a world stage.
Right,
Yeah.
a true world
It's
championship.
a slippery slope. I
Browns
mean,
will win that
essentially.
more than anybody else.
Oh man. Well, you know
We've already lost our team once, so who said it won't happen a second time?
what? That actually is.
If
That's
they
fun.
take our team overseas, there's
No,
no way I'll talk about
Jaguars are-
football ever again.
Jaguars are like the front runner.
Well,
Yeah, I
yeah,
know.
because
Here.
what the hell's their owner's name? He's actually English, and he owns like Premier Soccer. He owns at least one team in the Premier Soccer League. I'm
Bet
pretty
you
sure.
Trevor Lawrence would be pissed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it
right,
hurts. His,
'cause
I think it hurts his image
you and I
going
talked-
overseas.
Yeah, you and I talked about that off camera. Not before this, but before. I mean, if you're a player on one of these teams and you're American,
I think the Chargers would be a
You're
better
now-
fit, but I mean, they just got a new stadium built with the Rams,
Yeah.
so
Well, they share a stadium though. So
yeah.
that's not-
So
But I mean, if you're one of these players, you're American. You now have to go and abide by these countries'
rules.
laws. You're living there, so you're not an American anymore. You don't just get to.
That's why I think you're going to have a hard time taking teams over
Amsterdam.
Well,
That's all I gotta say.
just for drugs. What?
Right.
What?
Drugs and women.
Drug policy.
Drugs and mini.
there. All solicitation. What else you got?
Loser. Oh, that was the Goodell thing, which you stole from me.
I didn't think you watched it. It was literally at 2 o'clock. You're bad at updating news.
I am. Well, yeah, it was at 2 o'clock.
I watched it,
I'm
so-
at work. You didn't.
Anyways.
And then going on to rumors. Just something I wanted to hide from everybody. Go on.
Well,
What
hold on.
rumor I got?
Before we get in the rumors, Flores got hired.
Yeah, that just happened.
Who gives a shit?
Okay.
He's
Well,
a
he
D-
just
he's
it's a
DC,
DC in
yeah.
Minnesota.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, wow, he went to D.C. No,
No, he went to
He's a
Minnesota. He's the
defensive
DC.
coordinator.
Yeah, I
He,
know,
he
so
wasn't
that's
getting a head coach.
said he went to
after,
DC.
Right.
Yeah.
After I was hoping we would hire him as DC.
I mean, I would have been okay with that.
You know what though? I like this hiring by
Uh,
Minnesota because now this is a guy, unlike Steve Wilkes, if Brian Flores turns that defense from like 28th overall
Yeah, the bad.
to
They
a
were
top
bad.
10 defense, now he's got a chance to be that guy again.
Yeah, they were bad. That was not great, but it was a lot of their secondary. You know, they were getting thrown out a whole bunch. So we'll see. We'll see what he can do down there. Brian
Who's Brian?
Flores. Coach Flores.
Nobody said Brandon. I
Right.
said Brian Flores.
Who said Brian?
Unless he's wondering. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, all
That's
right.
All right, bring up my rumors. Let's go. Nobody else saw this until now. I need thoughts. I need thoughts on this.
Quarterbacks who are likely casualties this offseason.
Cap
Casualties this
They're getting
offseason.
smoked
Derek
up.
Carr, Nick Foles, Matt Ryan, Mitch Trubisky, Carson Wentz, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston, and Ryan Tannehill. Well, we did talk about Jameis Winston a little bit
Yeah.
because he's got an out this year, right? It's 2023,
Yeah.
I think, it's an out this year.
Jameis has-
And I think Ryan's gone. I told Steve about this. I think because I don't think they have much of a cap hit when releasing him. And I think
$13 million.
you give Malik Willis the reins and
Oof.
let's go see what you got.
Oof.
Let's see what you're made of, and
No,
let's see if
they're
we can
gonna-
develop a quarterback.
That's disgusting. That's a horrible take.
What?
We just talked about Malik Willis being literally
I
2 weeks
did.
ago, and we straight up said
No, I thought we were talking about Saturday. No, it was.
No, it was 2 weeks ago.
when we talked about these guys as quarterbacks, we straight up said he was a dud.
He is a dud.
And that means he's not even developmentable. Like
No.
you can't. He's not a project in our eyes. So
I don't
how
think
could
so.
you say see what you have
Because
after you just called him a dud?
you're not getting anywhere with Ryan Tannehill.
You're not moving. You're not doing anything.
Why not give the rookie that you wasted a pick on?
Because you're gonna go
chance.
and pick somebody up in the free agency.
Or next year in the
Okay.
draft when you're drafting top 3.
I mean, I can see that too, but I think either way, Ryan's gone. In my opinion, I think Ryan's
Could
gone.
you imagine if Derek Carr went there?
I don't think Derek Carr goes there. I don't think that.
I don't think he
I
goes there, but I'm just
I
saying.
don't think that.
I
moves
can, I
the
could see
needle.
Jacoby. I could see like Carson,
Ooh, what about
Nick
Heineke?
Foles, Heineke.
They
some
don't
of the,
have the
I don't want
receiving
to say lower
weapons.
echelon guys,
There you go,
but
got it.
not like these top free agent quarterbacks. I don't think those guys are going to go Tennessee and like, oh wow, there's not much talent there outside of Traylon Burks
That's it.
and Derrick Henry.
Mike, I like that take. For Matt Ryan to retire, I think that's possible. I think the only issue with Matt Ryan retiring, and this is the same issue with Aaron Rodgers retiring, and my sister brought this up. It was a great point. Is that no one's retiring on the year that Tom Brady retires?
Nope.
Because you're just going to be overseen when it comes into that Hall of Fame class.
Right.
You're all going to wait a year.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
So I think that was a great take by Mitch. Mitch shouldn't even be on there.
I mean,
Mitch has
is
proven that he's a backup in the NFL
Yeah,
at
Mitch will
this
be a
point.
backup.
So
Surprised you didn't have Baker on there. No, Baker's a free agent.
I didn't write this tweet.
Mariota, I didn't even know Mariota was a cap casualty, but I think he was on a prove it deal this year.
And he sure did.
I think he played pretty well.
Stop
I think
it.
the only issue is when Kyle Pitts goes down, you've got one receiver.
Well, yeah.
You're gonna say Zacchaeus is the number 2? Come on, Olamide has been struggling since he
I
came
thought
in
you
the
said it
league.
was Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus. Rare medals.
That's why I said Olamide the second time.
Yeah,
by the
rare
way.
medals.
Whatever.
So
That's your go-to.
So do you think they're going to give Desmond Ridder the shot at number 1 quarterback?
I think they should.
They already have.
Okay. I'm talking
I
about.
think they already committed. He played what? 3 games at the end of the season? 4 games?
Yeah, I think 4, yeah.
Yeah, they already committed to him at this point.
So sticking with cap hit, there was another tweet that went out
Or 18 million in cap hit. Okay, right.
of
Is that the restructured Michael Thomas?
no.
So
So-
why would we talk about that?
Did
Well,
they restructure
these
Michael
are the
Thomas?
top 10 cap hits, and I didn't know that Michael Thomas is restructuring.
Did
This
he
tweet
just-
came out today.
Like,
Oh, then that's his cap hit because that's
So-
probably the restructured Michael Thomas.
Okay, yeah. So that's the top 10.
the Kyler Murray one is so depressing.
Okay, so what I just got out of that tweet, Saints are drafting a quarterback.
Yes.
You can't afford one in the offseason. We already know the Deshaun Watson thing. The Dak Prescott, there's rumors that is there an out on Dak this year, Johnny? Can you check into that?
I think it's next year.
Is it next year?
I think next year they get an out.
There's a lot of talk they might be moving on from Dak.
They should.
Josh isn't going anywhere. Aaron Rodgers, who knows? He's got to go into his darkness for 4 days and come back.
Stafford already said he's not retiring.
2025 is his out.
Oh man, they're in
No,
trouble.
Kyler's
dead
no,
cap.
he's not the dude.
His dead
He's
cap
not.
for 2024 is 40 mil.
Matt Stafford, he said he's not retiring, so he'll be back next year. And to be honest, I think that Rams team is going to be in a bad situation because you're going to have to deal with Baker probably at backup, and then you got a guy who's literally had more surgeries than any quarterback currently in the NFL.
Stafford.
So I just think that's a bad situation.
Right.
Derek Carr's getting cut just because post 6-1, they saves them $33 million.
So the thing that they were saying leading up to the Pro Bowl is that he could get cut before the Super Bowl, and somehow the Raiders would save.
February 14th, they
Right.
saved $29 million.
Yes.
So, so I was looking at this cap the other day. They saved $29 million. They cut him before Thanksgiving. That's my Thanksgiving. Nudge, nudge. Valentine's Day. Just kidding. All right.
Oh my God.
I'd like to ask you. A few
So
questions.
yeah, before February 14th, which is funny because they would save $29 million and they would only take a cap hit of like $5 million, $4 million. But here's the thing, and someone's got to explain this to me because post 6-1, which is that date, the June 1st date that everybody talks about where they cut players and keep players.
Right.
They save $33 million, but they take a $7 million hit the following year.
Right.
Okay.
So they technically lose out by 30 million or by like 4 million. But the thing is, they'd save more money this year if they needed to spend that money, but they lose it for next year.
If they try to.
So
get there.
I think it depends on the cap situation and what they're going to do. They're not getting Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know. That's they're the front runners right now with the latest nonsense with it. But
Do you have that AA Ron on there on purpose? Because that's hilarious.
yes, I do.
Ron. So Aaron Rodgers at 40 million and Russell. How is Aaron Rodgers 40 million when he's making 50 million a year?
Oh, it's calculated.
The cap, just the hit.
Maybe that's
Oh, so it's a signing bonus probably.
Yes.
All right. So and then Russell Wilson, which to be honest, I thought Russell Wilson would be worse than that. So that's not bad.
Right.
All right. So I mean, it's a lot of relevance for what's going on in the offseason because it
Good
could be a lot of
perspective.
it could be
sure.
a lot of people moving around.
That's all I got, though. So you take the reins.
I'm not saying it's depressing because I'm wrong, Ryan. I'm just saying it's
No.
depressing because I think you
He's
can
the
still
one that said he's
trade
going
him.
to go play baseball. Right?
Yeah, I didn't say I was going to go play baseball. I think they can trade him.
Yeah.
God forbid
No.
I just make the multiple points. I was giving you all of the reasonings, all of them.
Ryan just likes to stay angry.
Ryan, he's literally been angry about this for 2 days.
Why? Why are you so mad?
No,
you're
you're
Okay, all right.
You're
Okay, Joe Biden, I'm wrong. I'm
Simmer
so
down.
sorry.
Oh,
We don't do that here.
you're wrong.
So I guess that'll take us right into our next thing, right?
Shoot down your balloon.
We already did that. They mean well. That was weird. And let's just go in and talk about the AFC North since you guys brought up the Deshaun Watson cap hit.
Yeah, jump right. Let's go.
And
Let's
we'll
do it.
jump into the AFC North. And what we're going to do is talk about their needs in the AFC North and maybe some spots to where they can fill holes either in.
Which one we want to go over first?
I've got it listed. We'll go best to worst. Let's go best to worst.
Okay.
Right, so let's hit the Bengals first, and then what I'll do is I'm gonna list a couple things off for you guys, so you guys know what's going on. You guys see the team needs there on the channel. For those of you that are listening and aren't watching, their needs are offensive tackle, interior offensive lineman, tight end, cornerback, safety, edge, and D line. I would actually flip this upside down because based on what I just saw with their stats, their defense 16th yards per game, it's middle of the pack. Their rushing. They're 7th rushing yards per game and giving up yards. That's pretty good. Passing yards per game, 23rd, and then 6th in points per game, and then 30th in sacks. So they are not getting to the quarterback whatsoever.
So you would argue that Joe Burrow
Edge.
can do it fine without an O-line.
I'm taking edge.
And, well, yeah.
Well,
But
you
would say they need to rush
Yeah.
the pass.
How many sacks do they have on the year, KJ?
30.
30, actually.
Okay,
So
yeah.
both those numbers match up.
So
Not good.
It might have been 29.
Edge, I'm taking edge.
About it.
I
Yeah.
think that's the whole.
So
thing to
here's
sell.
okay. So you're obviously talking about the draft, right? So the question is though, is there any way they can reassure what's going on in the offseason?
John,
Is
can
there
you
any free agent
bring the team
signings they
needs up
can?
again, please?
Is there any free agent signings
Thank
they can pick up? Because I mean, there are guys like the right tackle out of Kansas City who's a free agent this year.
I think they can
Sorry, let me pull.
build up some of that O line with free agency. I'm not very sure on edge free agents, so I'm not going to speak on that. Or Ryan will yell at me.
Is it Avian Clowney?
Yeah, but I mean that's
Nobody wants that headache.
yeah. I don't think they want that.
At corners too, Ryan. Eli Apple is burnt toast.
I mean Eli.
Unless he's surrounded with good talent around him.
But you're unrestricted free agents for the Bengals. You know, you got
Von
Jesse
Bell is
Bates.
probably going to be gone.
Jesse Bates is gone. Von
So
Bell's
you got-
gone. Hayden Hurst, Eli Apple, Jermaine Pratt, Samaje Perine, Drew Sample, Trey Flowers. Those guys were starters or impactful outside of like Sample.
So you got Orlando Brown Jr., who is a free agent this year out of the Kansas City Chiefs. Now
they traded for him though, so
they did.
So they might sign him.
They might sign him, but it's going to be a big contract.
Yeah,
And they can't afford
yeah,
that.
do they have the cap space to sign
Right.
him is the question. Not if they will. Can they?
Right. And then you also have the Jawan Taylor out of Jacksonville. That's another right tackle. So, I mean, there's a couple free agents right there. And then there's one other one
I mean,
that I was looking at. You got a guard. You got Isaac Samalo in Philly.
Ryan said that they're
Sumalo,
losing their best
sorry.
safety and their corners.
yeah, they're usually,
Von
Yeah, they are losing. They are losing
Jesse
secondary.
Bates.
They are losing secondary. But I think Ryan, so like what I was saying is, what I was trying to say is that they can reassure their offensive line in the free agency and then get a guy deeper in the draft than offensive line and still do the development thing because their offensive line wasn't bad until they got injured.
I mean,
They were struggling, but it wasn't until they got injured that's when they started really struggling.
I mean, they were giving up a bunch of sacks on Burrow. I mean, early, like play one early.
First
So-
2 weeks were 13 sacks.
But but there's a lot of guards that
Darrell
are coming
Dean.
out in the free agency, and they can draft high for corner and safety. Well, as high as, what was it, 30 or is it 29?
29.
29?
According to that.
Yeah,
there.
29.
Oh, 28, right?
Oh,
'Cause Miami's 21.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
21.
28.
There you go.
21.
There you go. Move it up.
Moving on up.
To the east side. To what the
Yeah, you notice how I don't have a 21 in there.
21?
So all I was saying is that, like, that's what I was trying to say, is there somewhere in free agency that they can attack because of this situation? Did you guys have anybody in mind? I mean, outside of the offensive linemen, do you have anybody, like Ryan was saying, they're going to be losing their safety, he said.
Yeah, Von Bell,
Both
Jesse
safeties
Bates,
and Eli Apple. Granted, Eli Apple is. Would you refer to him as burnt toast?
burnt
I
toast.
think that's funny.
No, I referred him as, I hooted. Oh, you referred him as burnt toast?
burnt toast.
I
Who'd get
just said a
burned?
rotten apple.
Oof. Who are they signing in O-line? I don't know, man. I really like the free agents you were bringing up because it makes
I mean, I
sense
think
for them to
they
land
got
a big
them
dude
up-
to
I
keep
mean,
Burrow upright.
The issue I have with signing some free agents of the bigger name is, are they going to extend T. Higgins and Joe Burrow in the offseason, or are they going to wait till midseason the following
Are you
year?
about weapons or are you about
There's
protection?
talks about
So-
T being traded.
Yeah, I know we talked a little bit about that before the show on Saturday. They said that if they don't get a contract with him, they're going to ask a first-round pick
Oh, yeah. He's
for
worth
him.
the first.
Which
So-
he is. I mean, he's definitely worth a first.
So based on what I'm just seeing right here is that everybody they currently have sorry.
Jesus.
Everybody they currently have signed is signed through 2024.
Oh, what's going on?
Outside of those two guys that they're already losing as UFAs.
Okay.
Well, I think So like actually they're losing a lot in UFA because currently there's a lot of people that don't even have a contract. They're expired. So like Nick Bowers, Tanner Hudson, there's 2 tight ends, Raymond Johnson III, Keandre Jones, Marvin Tell. Like these are a bunch of guys that were just in the defensive secondary that were mediocre. So yeah.
They're going to draft interior line. I mean, yeah, right? You're going to have somebody at 29 if that's who you want to take. There's going to be guys that fall lower or fall later. You and Wheelens and I have been talking about interior linemen. That's what we're talking about Saturday too, by the way. So be here for that. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of guys. What we got? We're doing centers and guards.
Centers and guards.
So I'm going to plan for doing 10 each, which has not been fun. It has not been fun at all.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of digging deep. And I'll tell you right now, so like there's a few people, they've got him taking Michael Mayer.
Michael Mayer?
I think
out of Notre Dame.
That helps solidify the blocking, though.
I mean, yeah, but you still need a lineman.
P. Ryan is a free agent too, right?
Yeah, but P. Ryan will be cheap.
Yeah, but you could probably re-sign him. He's a good blocking running back.
Yeah.
That's why they left him in against Kansas City because their O-line just was crumbling.
Well, I mean, that and Joe Mixon was pulling guns on people, so.
Do you think Van Ness falls that far?
Nah.
Because we just said Hendrickson only had what this year? 6.5?
8 sacks.
8 sacks?
And you're paying him 13.5. I think this year you paid him
29.
And they didn't get at the quarterback at all.
No.
So that's an issue in itself.
They have Van Ness going that late? I don't know, man.
I mean, there's a couple things. So like that's tight end, defensive end, taken high in the first round for them.
Tight end. You think? I mean, like, okay, so you call that a team need? I think Hayden Hurst filled in just fine.
You know, they have to sign him though. I don't think he's signed.
You pay him cheap. Yeah, no, he's
Do
free
you
agent.
think they could possibly trade up? You think they could trade up, throw in
From
somebody?
Hey Johnny,
who would they trade up for? What are you doing here?
well, I'm looking at their picks. I don't know. They can trade future to trade up. I just don't know. The Bengals, they're in such a good situation offensively right now.
I mean, how much more weapons on the offense do you need or do you want for Joe Burrow? I mean, are you going to
Do you think
put
T's? If you think you're going to move T or T is leaving,
That's what I was about to bring up. Do you trade him for an earlier pick in the first this year if you know you're not going to be able to re-sign him this offseason and he's going to be a free agent at the end of the next year?
do you think they go receiver? They go younger?
You know what? I'm thinking about this, Ryan, right now. I really do think they're going to have to draft offensive line. The only reason I'm saying that is because when you think about the situation,
You stunned me. I'm sorry.
So when you think about the situation, I think this is a place where you can probably get a really good guard,
Oh yeah. You'll get. Oh, here we go.
or you can get a tackle.
Oh well, John, bring up the thing. We got it right there, Mike.
I like
Yeah,
the
So, Mike, if you look at the
guard
bottom right of
from
that
Ohio
graphic,
State.
it might not be bold enough, but all their picks are right there. I got this on every overlay.
Oh, you think they get Mel? I don't know. I don't think Paris Johnson falls, but DeJuan Jones might.
No. Perrion Johnson.
Oh no, he
I would
updated
trade
it
I would trade up for.
Yeah,
him.
I
That's what
see
saying.
it.
If
I'm
they
one
want
pick
a
off.
full
Wait.
offensive line, I would trade up.
because the Dolphins forfeited pick.
Oh, he updated. So, yeah. Well, that's funny.
Wow, sounds like a John move.
It definitely sounds like something John would do. To
Oh,
me.
wow.
Which is funny because then you'd have to update every single pick in the draft. That's why it's not updated.
Which one he did though?
Like he
That's
did
actually-
it.
He
all right.
did. I
Like
know.
he did it
Mike,
on
we
Saturday.
appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, Mike's anal like that.
Oh. All right. So you guys got nothing else, I guess, for this team. I mean, there's nobody that's popping out in your head that you think they should go get.
No.
Obviously, I mean, I'd love to see Miles Murphy on that team of the draft, but there's no way they're getting him. You need to get younger on the defensive
The
side
only
because
way-
like you said, you're not getting after the ball. I mean, you got to get after the quarterback. Defenses win you games.
The only
Plain
way
and simple.
Miles Murphy falls is if that report of him having slow motor.
Hold on. Report just came in that the NFLPA medical director Tom Mayer, hold on,
Breaking
guarantees Damar Hamlin will play professional football again, per Pro Football Talk.
So
Brian,
good.
Brian, get in here.
did they
Brian,
talk-
get in here.
Did they talk to DeMar
We're doing this
Hamlin, or
now.
Did they just say that off a whim?
Don't know, but I just,
We talked to DeMar
You know why they're
Hamlin.
saying that, right?
Yeah, because it's all garbage.
Save face.
It's not Damar Hamlin.
No, it's not.
It's some other guy. Just kidding.
It's not DeMar Hamlin.
It is DeMar Hamlin.
They don't even have the same tattoos. Mike, get in here.
Don't speak into the mic. It's louder when you speak into it.
It is, but this is. I can hear my second one.
Yeah, I agree. Like I think Osiris.
I don't hate
Osiris.
that. Yeah, but
Jones.
he's like number 2 guard. I don't know if he falls.
Yeah, I think he will fall. There's so many defensive players that are going to be taken.
This
There's
is
quarterbacks.
a heavy defensive draft.
Yeah, so like, I think he might. I mean,
He's big for a guard though.
Yeah, but can you move him? Is he versatile?
Number 1.
I mean, we were saying earlier that we think Peter Skronzik gets moved to guard because of his frame.
Skronzik's get moving to guard.
I think he'll be obviously an earlier draft pick. I don't think he's going to be there at 28, 29, whatever we want to call it.
Well, I mean, Skronzik, so he might end up playing right tackle, right? But I think he's going to have a better home at guard because of his arm length.
That's who my number 1 guard is too.
All right,
Ryan
so
Osiris.
I think if we had to prioritize this, and just to clean it up really quick, I think what we're trying to say is they've got to go interior offensive line first. I think if we're going to prioritize, whether it be their first free agent move or their first draft pick, I think that's how we're thinking about this, right?
Yeah, I agree. If they want to be smart, they get a dude that can play center and guard. They get a bit of a utility guy who's done it all, and they can develop him and help him, or let him just play guard.
I think they've already done that.
Well, then
and they're struggling with
it ain't
that.
working then.
Yeah, I think they need a guy that's solid in his position.
Yeah, I would say I have a project center, but he's a 3rd, 4th round pick, Andrew Voorhees. Or Voorhees.
He was your number 1 guard.
No, he's a center. He's my number 2 center.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I got
That I've
I got
looked at,
that
but
kid.
it's like I said, center.
Tippmann,
Yeah.
he's not. Honestly, I watched his tape. Tippmann's ass, dude. He's my number 2 center right now.
Andrew's a senior, obviously coming out of USC. My biggest concern with him is off ball.
So based on what you guys are saying, that they could probably go DN or safety at that.
You could take best available defensive player there.
Yeah,
you can grab one of these
and then
trash
get one of
linemen
these
later.
guys in the 2nd or 3rd.
Like
Yeah, I think your O-line is good enough at the moment to, like you said, KJ
It's so
or
hard to
Steve,
say,
that you
though.
can maybe develop a guy down the line, but
if you can't, can you develop when you're,
I think the
you're
issue
playing
is
for your life?
I think the issue is they're in win now mode with how
Well, yeah,
cheap
once they
these
start
guys
signing,
are.
once they start signing,
Joe
you're
Burrow's
gonna be
under
in bad.
contract, T. Higgins under contract, Jamar. I mean, you're not gonna. All 3 of those guys, I don't think, are gonna be on the same field once all the contracts are due.
I think Joe Burrow might take like a Patrick Mahomes contract though.
There was rumors of him taking a friendly deal so they could re-sign T. Higgins.
That's true.
Yeah, I think that.
I
might
think
be
you
what
need
happened.
to. I think Joe would be stupid not to say, "Hey, let me have another guy who's a 1A or a 1B next to Jamar Chase."
I think if Joe's smart, what he does is he structures his contracts just like
Backload it.
Tom Brady. Not even backload it, incentivize it.
Okay.
So like, if we make the playoffs, I make $2 million.
if I make this many, I have this many touchdowns, yard.
Yes, incentivize it
Award.
because that is bonus cap hit, and it doesn't hit the same way as everything else
Yeah,
does.
That's fair.
So I think that's what he should do is incentivize his contracts, and then this way it gives him the ability to guarantee people signing bonuses better, and then he's like Tom Brady in that situation. He gets to get a good team around him, but he actually gets a good team around him.
Yeah. And he can control
Like
a
Tom
good
Brady
team.
didn't get. Tom Brady got guys that are just falling out of their prime as receivers,
Yeah, that's true.
except for Wes Welker.
I mean, you had Randy Moss.
I mean,
He played with Wes Welker almost his entire career.
Yeah. Julian Edelman.
Amendola. Those are all the same guys. Just somebody took a Clay
Amendola, yeah.
formula, put them in a box, and then they came up with Wes Welker, and then they came up with, as they reused it, they got Amendola, and then they got Edelman.
Do you think that was more them having the, I mean,
Kelly.
obviously they have the talent to be that good. Do you think that was more of a Bill Belichick type of thing of
it's a system.
the way he developed them in the
I mean,
system?
we'll talk about a little bit more of that a little later. I don't want to jump into the Patriots too much because we talked about that division the other
It's a
day.
system
look at
quarterback.
him.
It is what it is, yeah.
So, but like we said, so like, apparently what we're saying, right? Interior offensive line, defensive end.
Yeah.
That's
That's the 2 major needs in our opinions right now.
Yeah, you gotta fix
So-
your you gotta fix your fronts.
Get to the quarterback, protect the quarterback.
All right.
Those 2.
All right, so let's move on to that next team, and we will jump into the Ravens because that was the second team in the division. So Ravens needs right there: wide receiver, cornerback, edge, safety. They did just draft Kyle Hamilton, who had a decent season. I would say a better than decent season.
All
They need an interior offensive line tackle.
I have an
don't.
immediate question.
What?
Why is there not quarterback on there?
Going off of that,
So they need defensive line and running back.
I could see them. Ryan's gonna kill me. This is just off the whim.
I'm not doing this.
I
Ryan.
could see nothing. No, I could see them taking possibly Hendon Hooker, third, fourth round, as a project.
I see them drafting a late quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you? Would you?
It's only because of the Tyler Huntley situation, and you saw what you had in what's your boy
Snoop. Or whatever. No, that's Snoop Huntley. That's
Lamar 3.0.
Yeah, no, I do whatever.
Anthony Brown.
Anthony
Thank you.
Brown. I can't.
You already kind of saw what you had
300
there.
yards, 44% completion percentage.
But I mean, for a third round pick, you only have what, first, third, fourth? Yeah. So I mean, for a third round pick, I'd take a flyer on Hendon.
I think it'd be criminal if he went that late.
I don't
I
know.
get it with this.
I
don't know.
I love Hendon Hooker.
I don't know. I don't know if they have the capital to do that. They have to get 2 defensive linemen in this draft. They have to. They've got guys that are going to start aging out soon.
Yes.
I mean, free agency, you don't
You
think
want
they
them
can
to
sign
draft-
any guys?
I-
Or do you just not think that?
I think you got to worry about free agency until you see the contract.
Here's my thing with that. If you want them to
I'm
draft,
building up that everything else, and then I mean, I hate to say, I mean, I build up and figure out what I need to fill with the free agency because I don't think they're gonna come to fruition with that contract. I think Lamar's gone.
I do too.
I think, I mean, by now it's been talked about for what, the last year and a
I mean,
half.
we've been talking about that. We've been
Yeah,
talking
I mean,
about this
I
on the
know
show.
we're beating dead horse, but I mean, I think at the end of the
If
day,
you're
I mean,
$100 million
yeah, that's
off,
a
that
very
Hold on. Look,
Why?
Ryan's gonna say that's been debunked. That 100 million off was an old tweet
Okay.
that came up a while ago, and that was almost a year ago.
Media has
So
you wrapped, man.
that's what
All right,
he's
so then
gonna say.
Why don't you divvy up your insider and let us know what's up? No? All right.
Well, that's from his insider. Is that
Debunked.
she said that's an old tweet that was when they were at like 136 million.
Yeah, but
that
you're not
they were
putting it out there
100
for
million
nobody
off.
else, right? You're hitting this with debunked right now. You got to help us out, man.
I'm helping you out right now. I literally just brought it up.
I'm just
You know,
going
I'm
off the
talking to Ryan.
information I have been able to see online. That's what I'm basing this off of.
All
Because I
right.
can sit there and say anything I want, but it doesn't mean that's going to happen. I wholeheartedly think that Lamar is gone.
Yeah, I don't think they pay him.
I don't. He should get paid, but to what extent?
You know what's funny?
So you think he's? I mean, okay, yeah. So he.
I mean,
he's
Danny Dimes
proven-
is worth $35 million. You just said. So I mean,
no, that's
Lamar,
his going rate. I didn't
Well,
say
but-
he's worth
Lamar,
35.
I think Lamar's worth 30, 35.
But if
I
the
think
franchise
he is.
if the franchise tag is 45, why wouldn't Lamar just play under the franchise tag?
I don't think Lamar will play under the franchise tag.
Why wouldn't
He
you?
wants the contract.
Yeah,
He's
so, but
been
here's
hurt.
the thing, right? So
He's
right,
been hurt every year.
He's
I
been
would want the
hurt.
contract
If
too, yeah.
if Lamar took the franchise
What's not
tag
guaranteed.
and he played a full season and it was better than the last two, not MVP, but just better than the last two, he's going to get a better contract.
Yeah, but that's what everybody said this year. He's betting on himself. He's going to prove everybody wrong, and he did that in the first couple of games, and then it just, I mean, the snowball just kept going downhill. That's exactly, and it's. I don't think it's as much as it's Lamar's issue. I think it's they don't have wide receivers. You have Mark Andrews.
I mean,
I mean, you need some wide receivers.
Ryan will be the first one to tell you that too.
I mean,
He will-
I don't think Lamar's been given a fair shake passing wise because he has nobody to throw to. I mean, you got Mark Andrews and you had Hollywood Brown. He left.
Well, he
And
got traded.
you're throwing
Somebody
a
gave
two
up a one
wide
for
receiver,
Hollywood
two
Brown.
wide receiver, three guys right now, and some practice squad guys. I mean, you had Sammy Watkins
Yeah, you.
I mean, you
got
signed Sammy Watkins.
after he got cut. From
after he got cut. So I mean,
Rough.
you gotta if you want. If I'm Lamar, okay. If I'm signing with you guys
John,
and
bring
I'm
up their
taking
needs
a
again.
deal that I'm not wholeheartedly happy with, we better be signing or drafting a wide receiver.
I mean,
I'm gonna-
towards ACL. He
But
might
the
not come
fact
back
that
the
he's
same.
played this long and they haven't drafted him some more talent on the offense to help him, how much do you think that, hey, I don't want to be here. I want to go somewhere where they're going to back me up, where there's talent, where I can build my future, where I can win a Super Bowl, make the playoffs.
I mean, Duvernay. Yeah, okay. You're gonna say Duvernay's the guy. He's.
Do you think Duvernay's the number one, though, Ryan?
No, I don't even think he's the number two, dude. He's a gadget guy. He showed that. Do you now, Ryan? Do you agree with those team needs? I think. I think receiver is a need. Are they gonna get?
What do you guys think about Xavier Hutchinson?
I love Xavier Hutchinson.
Ryan, so
I
do you think
love
that like
Hutchinson
do you
a
think
lot.
that what because I remember watching some film on Xavier Hutchinson and where they have him falling in the draft as third round.
That's
So,
he's my
Why
he's my
not
late
if
dark horse.
I'm the Ravens in this situation and I were to go draft, why not look going corner because they're struggling a little bit at corner.
Yeah, secondary.
It's been injury prone.
23. I mean, Gonzalez isn't going to fall.
Ringo might.
Ringo, yeah.
You shouldn't.
And then,
But I mean, Xavier Hutchinson, I like him.
but then I think you can get a late round receiver
Yeah.
that's going to perform. I think my only issue with that is Lamar going to be the Aaron Rodgers and be like, oh,
No, I don't
Screw
think.
you.
I think Lamar. I don't think Lamar. Lamar's gonna. I think, like I said, he wants a team that's gonna back him up. He wants the talent. The issue is they haven't given him that talent. At least that wide receiver his entire
I mean,
career.
you can't. I mean, it's too early for Bateman.
But okay, here another idea, right? What about Brandon Cooks?
Trade for him.
Well, Brandon Cooks said he's not going back to Houston.
No.
I mean,
What are you gonna give up for him? You giving up a one for Brandon Cooks?
No,
they don't
he's
have-
30. He's like 32.
They don't have
gonna-
a 1 this year. You're not going to give him a 1 next year. You give him the 87th pick. Was
The
it
Ravens
third?
have a one.
Yeah, 23rd.
Oh, I'm sorry. My
Yeah.
bad.
Second.
You're
They
not,
don't have a second.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking of.
Yeah, no,
The
you-
third.
you
I
give
mean,
him a third.
did the Texans gonna take a third? I think the Texans will. I mean, they're in
I think
rebuild.
so too. Are they?
They're gonna rebuild that
Are you
defense.
I
Ryan?
don't
Are
know.
you
The
trying to
defense
tell
was
me
good.
there's suspect wide receivers? Is that what you're trying to do with Devin Duvernay and Bateman?
I mean, Duvernay, Bateman. I think Bateman, a healthy year.
They could take your guy Ryan in the first.
Who's this guy?
And Jigba?
No, Michael Thomas 2.0. Ryan called him. Remember?
Oh my God.
Michael Wilson.
Michael Wilson.
Yeah, I hated that statement. I just
When you go, I understand the comp.
Wait.
I get it.
2.0.
Well, because he was saying he's clutch, like he catches almost everything.
I don't think he was
away.
comparing him talent-wise. I think he was just saying, hey, this is my idea of the guy
Right.
that he can develop into. So I'm going to defend Ryan and
Yeah.
say that I don't think he was like, hey, he's Michael Thomas coming out. No, I think he can.
He's
turn
got
into
these
that.
abilities
Yeah,
and
he's got
can
the
develop,
abilities.
yeah.
Yeah, he's good on slants. He's got good footwork.
Yeah, I agree. So I guess the question, as I did with the last one, who is your guy that you would target in the offseason with this?
Oh, Keenan Allen. There you go, Kelly. Damn.
Yep.
Keenan, yeah, is he out of contract though? I don't think he's out
No,
of
but-
contract.
They're gonna.
they're
he's
gonna
pretty
cut
much
him.
cut.
But
Ryan-
he's
13.5 million, right?
Ryan, would you take Juju?
14.8 million is his cap hit.
They-
I think Juju resigns with Casey.
I did too. But I would take Juju. Honestly, for the Browns,
What did
that'd be
what
great.
did I say?
I would
Remember
take
KJ
Juju on the
said
Browns.
this.
I think he said Porter Jr. or Keeley. I don't know, whatever.
So I
Allen to the Ravens. He's old. He's coming off injury. Another injury-riddled
Can
season.
you expect him to be that surefire number one and
How
healthy
about,
all
how
year?
about on the field? No.
I don't think no. You're not asking.
I would take
as
Brandon
much, I think.
Cooks. I'd give up a third for Brandon Cooks all day.
Oof.
In
Like,
my
you're going to
opinion.
give up that third when you can get like someone like Xavier?
Yeah, I mean Brandon Cooks is at least proven.
Please no to Allen.
I
See,
love
that's- yeah, I
Xavier
agree.
Hutchinson, but he's he's not a like instant star in my opinion. He'll start, but I think he's more of a project.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
and-
a higher end project is what I'm going to say. Like I said, my issue with him is blocking, but you can teach blocking. He's got great hands. He can catch. He's fast, but he doesn't create the biggest gap of separation. So he's going to be your over the middle guy.
See, now hold on. The blocking thing.
So,
on
but
this
your
team
Mark
is a problem.
Mark Andrews, not Mark Andrews is your over the middle guy. I mean, could you put him opposite of Mark Andrews and just sure up?
Well, no,
And-
they'll run the 2 tight end set with
Which I mean, they've done that now.
Isaiah Likely.
Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
I mean, for the blocking and that.
And I
That-
think
now
if
that depends if they don't change the offense.
and I think
They
if
got a new
Isaiah
receiver.
Likely gets a little better,
Yeah, even Ryan's saying no to Allen. I mean, I think Allen needs to go to a team where he's not expected to be the surefire number one all year. I think he needs to go not obviously we talked about this before the show. Possibly maybe the Browns. I wouldn't like him, but there's other teams that he would fit with.
Well, sure, but what were you saying about Likely?
Dallas.
No, I
think he
said
fits
I
with
said
Dallas,
if
but
they
can't pay him.
I said if they run a 2 tight end set and Isaiah Likely gets a little better than he was this year, and he has shown a lot of improvement from beginning to end.
Yeah.
That they have the ability to run the 2 tight end set that they've been trying to run, like the Patriots used to.
Yeah.
And then you only really need one good receiver, because you're going to be in 2 tight end sets almost 90% of the time.
Oh, sure.
And then you still have 2 good running backs.
Yeah.
When they're healthy.
Gus Edwards and J.K.
I agree. Healthy is a
JK,
factor
yeah.
for the Ravens. I agree with that.
It's been an issue.
But you got to keep in mind,
Healthy is a factor for the.
we could
AFC
talk about them
North.
being healthy all day, but
Yeah.
they're 9th in yards per game on defense, 3rd in rushing yards per game, Now, they are really bad in the passing yards per game.
Because they don't
Which
have
is
talent.
crazy, because
Corner.
they're third in points per game. So, like, they're giving up big chunk plays downfield,
But they're not.
but they're
scoring.
not letting people score.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and then offense yards per game,
Which means their
they're
red zone
16th.
defense
They're
steps
middle
up.
of the pack. Now, obviously, their rushing yards per game, they're second. And that because it's a run-heavy offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's been that since they went with Lamar.
And then their passing yards game is 28.
It's because, like I said, they don't, you don't got guys
Well.
to throw to. You're throwing to, I mean,
But even then, Lamar doesn't throw the ball like that.
no, but
So
he
28
can throw
will
over the
come
middle.
up.
I mean, he
It'll
can
come
throw
up to what, 25,
15, 20
23?
yards. I mean, easily. You
Sure.
can dink and dunk.
He can
with
put
the
touch
way
on it.
that Lamar is as a quarterback, because they're going to spy you. You can dink and dunk over the middle because you're
yeah.
going to have a linebacker that's going to spy.
Well, that's Mark
Lamar.
Andrews' bread and butter. He just bloop. He just
Yeah.
hits him, a little
But,
touch
I mean,
pass.
that's why,
that's the game.
Xavier Hutchinson, he would be a good fit.
I'm
Bigger
trying to
guy,
figure out. I just
over
saw
the middle,
that
can take a
Michael
hit.
Thomas is going to be a free agent, so I wanted to take a look at this. So
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas is not going to be a free agent. All right.
sure.
No, for some reason,
He's got
like
2 years left, doesn't he?
Yeah.
he's got 2023, 2024.
Yeah.
The restructure, dead cap, 26 million. That's why I don't know where they
they're
get the
not gonna
cap. I
cut
don't know
him.
where they got that 56 million cap. hit.
It's because it's probably not restructured. It's
Oh,
probably
his
is not
base
restructured.
base salary is 51 million.
Do you think he'll restructure? He's going to.
He already did restructure.
50.
So I think what happened is he took more money this year.
Okay.
Oh my.
I mean, if you're the Saints, do you trade him?
His cap
try to
hit's
get-
higher than Watson next year.
Oh no. So here, but yeah, hold on. His cap hit is 59 million next year, or in 2024. But hold on.
You got to trade
So
him.
yeah, so Michael Thomas will be on the Saints next year because they'll lose 16. They'll lose over 40 million. But
Even if they trade
but
him?
in 2024, if they get rid of him, whether it be trade or anything, they save 30 million.
Okay, so they're going to trade him.
So he gone in
He's gone.
2024.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So unless you get a piece for him and money or something, like he's not going anywhere this year.
Dang.
I was just curious because if Michael Thomas is a free agent, like if I'm the Ravens,
I mean,
that's where I'm going.
Ryan, what's your opinion on Brandon Cooks? Would you give up a third, or would you rather draft a wide receiver
I
and
think
hope
Smith
for the
and
best?
Jigba falls to 20s. I don't know, man.
Smith ain't falling. No, Smith won't fall out of top 15.
I mean, obviously we want to believe.
I
it,
don't
right?
think
Because,
Smith falls out of the top.
I think
15.
Smith might fall, but I just don't think the Ravens are going to pick wide receiver first.
They need to though.
No, I think they're gonna pick a
If you're
corner.
gonna I mean,
I think they're going to pick a corner. Ravens are a defensive mentality team. And they might go get a receiver in the offseason prior to the draft. You don't know. But I think that they're going to go corner. I really do.
obviously this is hard coming off of where
said
we're
no
at
to
now
Cook.
because we're not at the end of the season. End of the actual football season. There hasn't been cuts. Free agency hasn't opened up, so it's hard to really guess on who's going to be cut and everything else. I mean, we're just going out of this from a win. But yeah, I would have to agree with you. I could see him taking a corner in the draft and filling the void at wide receiver with free agency. But as of right now, with who's free agents, I don't know
Ryan, who
what
you
wide
targeting?
receivers they can take at free agency. I mean,
or trade for.
Well, like
him.
I
It's
said,
not like that.
Juju's in free agency. Odell Beckham, like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to jump on. I don't want to jump on that horse. But there's a lot of
Dude
talk.
has, like,
There's a
2
lot of talk.
injuries.
Odell's supposed to come back this year. I don't want to jump on that one though. But I'm just saying, like, that's 3 guys right there. You guys already talked about the Keenan Allen one, but I'm not a big fan of the Keenan Allen one.
I don't think anybody here is a
DJ
big fan of
Chark?
Keenan.
I don't know if he's.
I don't hate that actually.
I don't know if
Big
he
body
is.
dude.
No, DJ's
Big
going to be going
wingspan.
off Detroit because with Jameson Williams coming back.
Yeah.
And you got Amon-Ra. So
Amon-Ra.
I think
Amon-Ra.
you can.
How about that, Ryan? DJ Chark's a UFA. How about that one?
Sun God.
Would you take DJ Chark? I think he likes DJ Chark.
You could
I
probably
like-
get
I
him
like
for
DJ
cheaper
Chark.
too. You're not going to pay him a whole lot.
He's only 27.
So
Well,
he's,
depends who's there. I agree.
yeah, he was what? Yeah, the Jaguars.
I would
before Detroit.
sign DJ Chark to a 2-year like
DJ Chark.
12 or 15 million.
Was it only a
deal.
1-year deal with Detroit?
Apparently it was, and it was only for 10 mil.
Huh.
Oh my God, he got paid 10 mil.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's cap hit, signing bonus, base salary. Like that's all of it.
Oh, he ain't getting
So-
that next year.
Who knows? I mean, there's been crazier things that happen. Wide receiver signings. Look at Christian Kirk.
That
He
actually
blew up this year, and everybody laughed at that contract. And
I want the Browns to go after DJ Chark.
I was one of the first ones to
So
laugh
we
at
both
Kirk.
did.
I did.
I want the Browns to go after DJ
I-
So
Chark.
do
I
I.
mean-
I would like that.
I would take that.
Any wide receiver other than Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas. At
Big
this
body
point, in
dude.
my
All you gotta
opinion.
do.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Michael Thomas, you can't. Never mind. We already discussed that. But
I like.
D Hop. I
Dude,
wouldn't want
you-
D Hop either.
This is what the Ravens will do. Alan Lazard. That is something. That is something the Ravens would
I
do.
take DJ over Allen Lazard.
But that's something the Ravens would do. Is it not?
yeah, that's.
There they were.
I feel like they're cheap on offense. They've always been cheap on offense.
Well, they pay their defense and they win games still.
Defenses win games.
I'm just saying, like, I can see the Ravens doing that.
I mean,
We all think Juju's going to
yeah,
re-sign with
I think,
KC.
Yeah, I think
Kelly.
Juju's going to re-sign with KC, especially if they win a Super Bowl this year and run it back, Kelly.
I would be.
They've
down.
got to give him a weapon.
Yeah, I mean he's
Because
high-
Skyler Moore, Sky
he's
Moore
high on life
is
with
not
Patrick
the guy.
Mahomes.
Ew.
Sky Moore was that. That was a
Oh
swing
man,
and miss.
He
nobody
was a
saw that
bust.
happening.
Sky Moore was a
Everybody
bust.
Remember,
thought this dude was
there
gonna
wasn't
be
there people calling him like possibly Tyreek-esque
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out of the draft.
Yeah, I think he was one of the fastest receivers coming out of this draft.
Just shows you being fast can't catch you any. You can't catch
Anthony
the ball.
Schwartz.
I mean, they even.
Hey, the Browns tried that with.
All right,
Anthony.
so I'm going to do the
Schwartz.
same thing I did with the
Yeah.
other one. So precedent, what do you, if you're looking at this, and let's just say
Secondary.
secondary.
secondary, corner?
Yep.
Corner, wide receiver, in free agency or trade.
All right, yeah. All right, and if they get a wide receiver in free agency, we're just assuming they're going to go corner at 29
If
or 28.
Ringo, you know what?
I mean,
Ringo
the
might
fact
fall.
that I'm surprised
Ringo
safety.
falls,
Why
Ringo.
safety is this? So is this ranked in top needs or is this just up there?
So I tried to rank this in top needs.
Okay, I'm just surprised
I tried.
safety's right there. That's with Kyle
Well, you
Hamilton.
need more than just Kyle Hamilton. But that's why I also put in parentheses he
Yeah,
was
but
just
I mean,
drafted.
then again, you can probably draft a guy a little bit later and have Kyle Hamilton out there with him.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't. I'd be more worried about corners.
DJ Moore ain't going nowhere.
Yeah,
What,
DJ Moore.
what about DJ Chark, Ryan?
DJ Chark, not DJ Moore.
DJ
Not
Moore.
DJ Moore.
They ain't training.
DJ Chark's a free agent. He's 27 years old.
Would you give up a first round pick for DJ Moore?
DJ Moore goes for at least 2 1.
Ryan
wants-
might.
Yes.
Ryan might give up the first.
He's
round
what,
for DJ.
25?
24.
4?
Even if he's 25.
But it doesn't matter. He's not going anywhere. They're building the offense around him. They said that.
which is
They already said that.
Never should have done that.
They should have offloaded him. I couldn't see not offloading Brian Burns, but they should have offloaded him as this season as well.
I agree.
All right, let's jump to that next team. The next team we are going to get into is the Steelers because apparently the Browns are 4th place on this division. So,
As always,
so
offensive tackle all day long.
yeah,
Oh, not even. Here you go.
I mean,
There it is.
tackle, corner, D line.
So I got to look at
DK's
see
not a
how
cap
much,
casualty.
I got to see how much cap that the Steelers have because I could see them going after Orlando Brown. That would be a good team for them.
In free
Kansas City?
agency.
Yeah, because obviously I don't think Kansas City's going to be able to sign them because I mean Kelly
So
obviously
the
brought up Juju.
Steelers.
So
I think the
could see-
Steelers are one of the teams that are under the 227. So they are just under salary cap right now. So obviously with restructuring and re-signing,
they can open up more.
they can open up more.
But I mean,
thought
do you?
224 was the salary cap, or is it 242?
I think it's 230.
Yeah, 228, I think.
Okay. But do you hate that possibility of Orlando Brown going there? I mean, if I'm the Steelers,
Do I hate it as a Browns fan? Yes.
As a podcast host, do you hate that? I think
it's a good move. I just
Yeah.
that's another team that doesn't like to pay
and
guys.
17's a tough area in the draft to be because I
Do
feel
they
like
trade down or trade up?
I think they trade up. I think you got to protect that first round pick quarterback you took.
But my
last
only
year.
issue with them trading up, unless they're going to go high,
I mean,
right? Unless they're going to go top 10,
yeah.
to me it's
I mean,
stupid.
I
I
would
think
get-
because you have the 17 and the first pick in the second round.
I give up my first and Deontay.
I mean, you can give up your first. Yeah, they need to do something with Deontay.
Deontay
So-
wants out, so
That's what I'm saying. He wants out.
I think they're trading him this offseason regardless.
But that's so you take your 17 and Deontay and you move up.
I don't even count him in here because he doesn't want to play there.
No.
You got George Pickens. I think
Deontay doesn't want to play there.
No, Deontay doesn't want to
He
play
just signed this year.
there. No, he doesn't want to play there. It doesn't matter.
No, it was last year he signed it.
No, he signed the offseason between last year and this year.
So yeah,
He- well,
technically.
He just signed this
Yeah,
year.
for money. But did you see
this
him?
season?
Just
yeah.
look at his
Sorry.
body language. I mean, even best
He
case.
didn't catch a touchdown.
Best case, no. He
Yeah,
didn't catch
my
touchdown
fantasy
all
team knows.
year.
I know too, Johnny. I had
Thanks,
him.
Ryan.
I mean,
but
the dude at best case
but I
is
did get
cancer in the
Amari.
locker room. I mean, like they don't want that. They don't need that. You can't develop. You're not going to develop
I mean,
George
you got-
Pickens with that dude as your vet in the locker room.
No.
No. So like that's not it. George Pickens, once he stops pushing off of dudes, he's going to be okay. But regardless, I mean, I think receivers are a big need.
And the Steelers draft wide receiver every year for like the last 7 years. They've drafted a wide receiver.
and nobody's working out except for Pickens. Pickens.
I mean,
has been
Chase
a 2%.
Claypool worked out for a year, possibly. Juju was good, and then they let him go.
Chase was okay his rookie year.
Juju was good his rookie and second year.
Yeah, right.
But you also had Antonio Brown there his
sure.
rookie year.
All right, so like this is one of those things. Someone might have to explain this one to me. So Deontay Johnson,
Yeah.
10.9% drop percentage. Now
Yeah, not
that's
great.
high, right?
Yeah, it's bad.
But his catch percentage is 62.7%.
It's pretty good.
So what's his yak yards, though? Yards after catch.
I think you're just asking me. I'm reading an article. And
Sorry, I'm sorry, buddy. I Yak
don't
yards are a
remember
lot.
yak.
I mean, you got to, with a quarterback that young, you got to get some yak yards to help him get down the field.
10.1 yards per catch. I don't know his yak.
Okay.
So he's averaging 10 yards a target though.
Which, I mean, that's not horrible.
And he had 110 targets. Oh, that was 2020. I lied.
Okay.
That might have been. Yeah, that
I
definitely.
mean, 10 times since 2001. Okay.
What?
All
Steelers have trailed by 10 times since 2021.
right.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a top 10 defense. It's really hard to.
Yeah, he
them
averaged
to get ahead of
10.3 yards per catch this year.
Okay, so-
Traded up, not trailed by.
You said traded up.
You
So,
said
I mean-
defense.
Oh, so you're saying once every other year they trade up?
Yeah.
Right. KJ didn't realize.
No, I thought you said trailed.
Right.
So-
Yeah, that's why I clarified.
Yeah,
That's
I
all right.
appreciate
We
it.
speak.
I
we
appreciate
got
it.
you.
Hey, just typing it again doesn't make it bigger for me.
You got
Just letting you know
you
that,
gotta do
Ryan.
caps, Ryan.
you
Come on.
gotta make it bold.
Or just put big D's all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad.
KJ loves big D's. He loves them.
He's just looking at his chops.
I'll bring that back up real quick. I think, there it is, Wieners. I think it all depends on what you want to value. Do you want to stick with a good D? You guys are getting old.
That's what she said.
I agree
You're-
with Ryan on this one. I think it's corner.
I mean, their secondary isn't great.
Minka's getting old.
Minka's getting old, and he's costing too much.
Well, they'll pay Minka. They don't care.
Yeah. I mean,
I think Minka's paid. through,
Oscar could
actually.
be there at 17. I really like Oscar Gonzalez out of Oregon. I like him. a
Actually,
lot.
you're not. Minka's only making $14 million this year.
Oh, that's not bad. Is he coming out?
I mean,
What?
Is he coming out of the meaty part of his contract?
Probably.
tackle.
And he's.
I mean,
he's
offensive-
27. You got probably 2 more good years out of Minka.
offensive line, you can probably not completely rebuild it, but add pieces this offseason.
Well, they rebuilt it last year.
Ooh, yeah.
With a
You
lot
got
of
Minka
it.
for 1 more year, and your potential out on Minka's next year. But Minka's signed through 2026, and he's really only costing you about 15 to 18 million a year.
That's going to be hefty here soon, though. 18 a year.
Yeah, has JJ Watt's extension gone in yet?
He just got it.
As in, like,
TJ Watt.
Or,
Paris
yeah,
from Ohio
TJ,
State,
sorry.
he ain't going to be there at 17. So they'll
Minka
they'll
might
trade
go
up for him.
somewhere next year though.
Zay Flowers, yeah, that could work too, Ryan.
For the Ravens, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Or no,
Uh,
Steelers, are you talking about? Ravens or Steelers, Ryan, for Zay?
The Ravens really like
Probably
Zay Flowers.
stick with
okay.
Steelers.
Steelers like Paris Johnson. Paris Johnson isn't
never
going to be
mind.
there. He's not going to be there at 17.
Steelers like
I don't
Paris
think so.
Johnson. Okay.
So if they like Paris Johnson, that's a situation where I trade up.
Yeah. I mean,
Because that's a guy that's starting day one. He's doing something day one, and you need to keep your running back healthy.
they've shown when they
But,
really
I mean,
like somebody, they go and get them.
Anybody taken in the first round, you're expecting to be a significant
Impact.
piece. Impact.
Yes.
He's an impact player. I mean,
Yeah.
we're almost getting there with second round picks nowadays. I mean, there's talent falling.
Yeah.
There's talent falling in these drafts.
It's so funny because right now we're just in the AFC, and we've already talked about getting 2 offensive linemen in the first round.
I mean, let's be honest. Every team need offensive linemen. You because like I said Saturday, you cannot have enough corners, enough offensive linemen on a team in the NFL. Because I mean, look at all the.
Well, you
injuries to
definitely
offensive
can't
linemen.
have enough corners because corners go down like kittens.
Yeah, I mean, offensive linemen do too. I mean,
Browns
their
are all
ankles are
about
just. I like carrying extra
All right.
offensive linemen and corners.
So what do you guys prioritize for the Steelers?
If they want to keep it a defense that competes, you go corner. Or if you want to protect your rookie quarterback, you're going to go probably tackle.
I think
And
because
don't forget, you can kind of sign like defensive linemen like Poyer and like Jadeveon, like just 1 year guys just to get you to next year.
But I don't think the issue is what they need more, or what they want more. I think the issue is where they're at in the draft currently, without trading up, out trading down. So I think corner fits them, because like we said, Paris Johnson's not going to be there.
But you can get the second best corner
Yeah,
in that spot.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, you can get a corner that's going to.
You might get the first best safety.
Yes.
Yeah, safety's not a need though.
It's not a need, but they have a habit of ADP. Or BPA, best player available.
Best
They
player
have a habit of
available,
doing
With
that.
Ryan saying they like Johnson, they'll go and they'll get their guy though.
Yeah, they're going to trade up if they love him, they're going to go up after him. But I mean, what's it gonna take?
I mean, I know Bradbury's gonna be a free agent, but I'm pretty sure Eagles are gonna.
You
try
got
to
the
sign him,
Steelers
dude.
trading to the top 10 to get Jones.
That's going to take a lot.
Yeah, but you know what though? They've done
You're
it
moving up
before.
7 spots.
The
They've done it
Steelers are one of
before.
those teams that are not afraid to give up picks.
They traded
No,
up
no.
for who was that loser from Michigan? Linebacker.
They traded up to get him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bush?
Yes.
Devin Bush.
I didn't think they traded up to get Devin Bush. I
mean,
mean, he
if-
was like 20-something.
No, they
think
took
it
him
was-
at 10.
No way.
Hold on, let me see.
That does not sound right. Now you're just saying stuff.
Okay.
All right, but that's fine. Figure that out. And now,
If they draft Paris Johnson, they sign
What?
Bradbury, that'd be good.
what, Johnny?
Yep.
Oh, I got
10th
you.
overall in 2019. Steve is right.
Oh, damn it. How dare he? All right, so we're going to move on from the Steelers. Let's get on to the Browns. And
We need a
this
whole new
is-
team.
yeah, I mean, we don't have a first-round pick, so this is free agency. And to be honest, I don't think we're making a lot of splashes in free agency because of contract situations. So
can't.
our needs are edge, D-line, wide receiver, safety, linebacker, interior offensive line, and tight end.
D tackle. Obviously.
But they did just sign David Njoku, and they still have some younger guys. I think Harrison Bryant's not in contract this year. I think he's unsigned. So I don't know if Harrison Bryant's going to stay there either. So, but yeah. So, what do you guys think is going on here? I mean, do you think they even make a move in the offseason?
Harrison Bryant is signed for this year. Next year, he is a UFA.
Okay, so this is his last year under his rookie, or whatever.
Thanks.
free
John.
agency.
What'd you say?
I think
So thanks,
free agency wise, I think we can bring in a wide receiver. Safety. Do you have the money to possibly bring in Von Bell?
No. We have to find like $10 million in cap space.
Okay.
And I think 10 million might be like
Hard to do because most of these guys that are
I
signed.
mean, there's not many top tier, even mid tier linebackers that are going to be coming
mean,
out
if
in free agency.
you want to free up some serious money, you trade a couple of big dudes off. And I mean,
I'm not going to get yelled at for another
I'm
one of
gonna
my
get
takes.
roasted for this one.
I'm not gonna. We already talked about that. I'm not getting yelled at for one of my takes.
He fears the chat.
I don't fear the chat.
I
No.
mean-
I mean Nick Chubb.
Who you
You
trade?
trade
Chubb,
you
Denzel?
trade Nick Chubb.
I
No.
trade
I would trade
Denzel in a heartbeat.
I trade Denzel because he
I offload
can't tackle
Denzel.
and he's made glass.
My only issue is like
You probably won't get a one. That's fine.
No.
You guys just trade him for Deion. Yeah, but he was
Deion
out of one. He
Jones
was out
is
of
a
1 year.
shell of
They have
himself
to re-sign
anyways.
that dude. I thought.
Deion's a shell of himself.
I mean, sure,
Hey.
but he's gonna play in the middle, right?
Yeah,
So if he isn't,
but Anthony
signed,
Walker's also signed that through next year.
but he hasn't had a
Is
healthy
he?
season all year.
Anthony Walker had a
hasn't-
1 year deal.
Yeah, but he hasn't had a healthy season
No,
since
he's
we
signed
signed
through
him.
next year. I agree with that, but it's one of those things where I think Anthony Walker was the missing piece.
You can't say that.
I like Anthony Walker. He's a good veteran for that linebacking core, but I think you could
But
always.
you
add
can't
a
say
piece.
that. He hasn't been healthy.
But in the games, well, he was healthy for what 14.
I lied.
14
He's not
games the
signed
first-
next year. But
Ooh, I like Nolan Smith,
it looks
too.
like he's only going to cost like $4 million to keep him. So
Maybe.
why wouldn't you keep a guy like
because
Anthony
he's
Walker?
had 2 knee surgeries in the last 2
Do
years.
you think Nolan Smith makes it in the second round?
No.
No.
So, I mean,
No.
No.
there's no way.
what,
I
are,
mean,
what
that'd
are
be
the
sweet.
Browns? What's the
You
Browns
don't have
pick?
the
It's
cap-
like 40 something.
You don't have the capital.
that?
40.
What's the Browns pick? It's like 40
43.
something.
You
That's
don't-
the Steelers, bro.
Yeah,
you don't have
there
the
you go.
capital right now to trade up
All
in
right.
the
No, you
first
don't.
round. There's,
I mean-
unless
I mean, you
trade
have capital to
Denzel.
trade up.
You could package Denzel and something. I mean,
You're not, first off, stop. guys, they're not trading Denzel.
They should. That'd be the best
I
thing
don't
they did.
care if they should.
Well, no. I mean, AB re-signed. He
But, I
re-signed
mean, we're just-
and gave flipping. I don't even know his name because he's not used to. Who the hell is the right tackle? He's garbage.
From Tennessee.
Yeah, get him off the team. I don't even know his name. He's insignificant. I can't even. Why can't I think of his name?
Conklin.
Yeah, that guy.
Conklin.
It's because he wanted.
Get off the
It's
team.
because he wanted to retire as a Brown.
Unbelievable. Why? Why? We don't want you here.
it's
You're
Jack
ass.
Conklin.
He's
by
been
the way.
injured too almost every year for multiple games. I
Oh
believe,
my
as well.
God.
Yeah, but I think that changed a little bit.
But
with,
that comes
with
down to the
Deshaun
same
Watson.
thing. You can't
I
have
think-
enough offensive
Yeah, but
linemen or
I think
quarters.
that changed a little bit with Deshaun Watson. I think you get more
Jedrick
playing
Wills?
time with him. He's a different type of quarterback. He's a little more mobile. So I think that.
And I think
changed
that's what's
something.
going to hurt Nick Chubb, honestly, is because this quarterback system does not fit Chubb's
It does not.
playing.
That's not true.
It doesn't. I mean, you saw the second half of the
I mean,
season.
obviously, it was
I
only 4
think-
games, so we don't
But I
have much
think
to go off of.
Chubb, so obviously Chubb wasn't going to change because you playing under center with Jacoby, or playing in the I formation with Jacoby, it's a little
versus
different.
shotgun.
Versus a shotgun.
Yeah.
Now, with Deshaun with a full offseason and Nick Chubb, and they used Nick Chubb with Deshaun in the pass game, in the shotgun. And he showed that he could catch and still get upfield.
Yeah, and they did that in the last 4 games. The last couple of
Yes.
games they used him, but where
Yes.
was that all year? Where were they saving that to
To be honest, I think the first 5 games, I think the first 5 games, Jacoby couldn't throw beyond 15 yards. Because if you watch those games, Jacoby's struggling.
I mean,
And then
he couldn't really do it after
but
that.
That's what I'm saying is, why are you waiting to try these until the end of the
They
season?
should go after
you need,
Deron
You need
Payne.
to try this now. Hey, we should use Nick Chubb. They're not going to think we're going to use him as a passer.
So, but the
Use
question,
them.
so the
Utilize
question
it.
is right because we're talking about off-season talks. We're talking about who the Browns are going to go get. We're talking about who they might look at the draft.
Above everything,
Yeah. So like,
D-line.
so interior.
Deron
D
Payne
tackles
is a great go
we
after,
need D
but he's going
tackles
to
so
cost
bad.
you about $19 million.
We don't have the money.
And they don't got that.
Yeah, from Washington. No.
Yeah, they don't got it. So
The only way that happens is if you give up a piece.
But what piece are you going to give up? You already said no to.
Well, I think if you're going to
Chubb
get
and
Deron
obviously
Payne
Ward.
and you have
Denzel
Newsome, well, you got to keep
We
it.
already said no.
But I'm just saying if you. But
you
if
said
you,
no, you can't get rid of him.
But the only reason I'm saying that is because of he's
I
signed
agree,
for
yeah.
3 more years before an out.
Good.
So like he's here till at least 2025,
Or he could be somewhere else till at least 2025.
and he could. But I just don't see the Browns just signing him and getting rid of him. It's the Kyler Murray situation, right? You sign a big contract, are you really going to get rid of that guy when you just signed him?
Yeah, for somebody else to hold on to. I mean, I could see it. Why not?
Somebody else has to bite that bullet, though. Is my point.
That somebody else has to
I'm going to stick
find
by
that
my
value.
pick with the
And
Kyler.
there is
I'll
not
die
a
on
lot
that
of
hill.
teams, by the way. There's not a lot of teams, by the way, that have a $27 million cap space to just go sign a Denzel Ward.
I agree.
So
But I mean,
Deron Payne would be so good, though.
a secondary that can use it is possibly the Jaguars.
Ooh. I mean, yeah, John. Those are my
But-
needs. I have edge.
That would be
or I have
phenomenal.
interior D
What'd you
line,
say?
pass rusher, receiver.
But
They need a
I
receiver
mean, do you
bad.
really, I don't think they're gonna trade him. I think
And Stefanski stuck on.
I think so. This obviously talking about this offseason, but this is the last year for Andrew Berry and everybody on that team. I think if this doesn't work out,
blow up.
it's done.
you got 6 games.
Yeah, we're done.
Oh,
I mean,
you
if
think 6 games?
I mean,
Stefanski has 6 games.
if we start out 1
And then
and
Schwartz
5,
gets the
2
job.
and 4,
Yep.
even with if it's Deshaun Watson's bad playing, we are done. We are hurting for a decade because you gave up so many picks for
I
him.
don't know. I think Deshaun Watson was good enough in Houston
yeah.
to manage with mediocre people.
No, I don't think
as
he-
long as
yeah.
he has a good coach.
I don't think Deshaun Watson's going to be the issue. I think it's going to be the play calling and coaching on the offense.
Lack of protection, play
Nolan
calling.
Smith, edge from Georgia. That late?
That's what we already went through that day. He's
Yeah.
first round pick all day. There's no way he's dropping the second.
I mean,
no.
I don't see that.
I mean,
I
you
don't
can
know,
trade
Brian.
your
He might
40.
do,
You can
but-
trade your 43rd and your 111 and try to move up.
But you don't have any seconds. What next year, or is it? No, we
No,
gave
we
up, what,
we
three-
have seconds.
three
We don't
ones
have
and three
thirds.
threes.
Yeah, we don't have third.
Yeah, so you're gonna give up 2 2s and
I don't think you're trading
give
any
up
more
2
picks.
2s and
I do
Anthony
not think you're
Schwartz to
trading any
move
more
up.
future picks. There's
You
no
can't.
way. There's
You
well,
can't.
Andrew
You
Berry
have-
could do whatever the hell he wants because when he's gone, the next person has
Yeah.
to deal with it.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be
So-
what was it? Who was the guy? He was the bald.
So the problem with John
yeah.
Johnson, Ryan, is that John Johnson was one of the best tacklers on the team, and
115.
he's not getting paid that much for his position.
He's cheap. We talked about that.
I
before
think
the show,
I
yeah.
think the John Johnson situation is because of Joe Woods. I don't think Joe West is a good defensive coach by any means. Like, and let's keep in mind the Browns, by the way, were the best in the AFC North at passing yards per game. They only gave up the 5th most passing yards per game. So I'm not going to sit here and insult John Johnson, who was the safety.
They got ran all over.
Peon Ford, defensive tackle.
I'm not going to disagree. They were 25th in rushing yards per game, but they were 14th in yards per game overall. So the problem is their red zone defense was horrendous because of the rushing yards per game.
Yeah, I mean, everybody had their highest day rushing against us. I mean, what, Tyler Algier had 115 yards or something? I mean, he went off.
That was his debut.
Yeah, he went
fun to
off.
watch.
I mean,
on my
Garrett
fantasy
Wilson
team.
went off. The only reason Chris Olave didn't go off is because of the winter or because of the weather.
Yeah, we sat there. It was the Christmas Eve game.
I mean,
that was very cold.
Alrighty. So, as always,
Stefanski
prioritize.
sucks.
What's the priority? Interior defensive lineman, right?
Interior, D tackle.
Stefanski taking
All
a
right.
step back.
So, and then we're gonna have to take a look at that one because that one, it's got to be interior D line in the second round. So we're gonna have to look at that one because there's no way they're signing somebody in free agency. I just don't see it. It's got to be a trade, like you guys said.
I would love Payne to be here.
So, let's go on to that next topic, and then we can head on out of here. So tomorrow, the NFL is supposed to have their Emmys, essentially, and do the defensive MVP, rookie MVPs, offensive MVPs, comeback player of the year.
Maybe they'll have a satanic ritual.
Yeah, and they'll probably dress in red, dance with devil horns.
Disgusting.
That was the Emmys.
What
Oh,
the
my bad.
hell was that?
And Sam Smith might sing at the halftime.
He put on like 150 pounds.
Yeah, let's not talk about
He
Sam
ate
Smith. I
himself.
apologize. All right, so what do we want to talk about? You want to talk about
God.
let's go comeback player of the year first. So who do
mean-
you guys have as a comeback player of the year? And I can think of what are the 3 finalists for comeback player of the
Gino,
year?
Saquon, and
Stop saying that.
Saquon.
Stop. Shake one. It was Gino, CMC, Shake one.
Okay, so and from what it sounds like,
got me doing it.
it sounds like
Saquon is
it
my
sounds
guy.
like Gino's gonna get it.
I think Gino should get it.
But I
What's
think
he
Saquon.
coming back from,
Sucking
though?
ass.
What
I think
is Gino
Saquon's
coming
gonna.
back-
I think Saquon personally, if I had to put money on it, I think Saquon would get it.
Yeah, I do too. I think Saquon. He's my.
But he's coming
that's
back
who
from
get
the
it.
same thing.
Saquon?
Saquon was
not
not hurt
back
last
off
year.
of injuries.
Injury.
He was
bro.
not
Yes,
hurt
he
last
was.
year. No, he wasn't.
He only played like 9 games last
He
year.
missed
No, he was recovering from injury last year.
He did not have a season-ending injury last year. Neither
But, I
did
mean-
Gino. CMC is the only one that did.
I say Barkley.
Mike.
No, that same argument because CMC and Saquon were injured in the same year. Then they came back. Then they had injuries that were keeping them out of games, and then they came back again. So like this
Gino just
CMC and
came back from
Saquon are in the
garbage.
same situation.
And I think if
And
Gino's
who
on
played
any-
better?
If Gino's on any other team, he doesn't play that well. I
CMC
think
got
that's
traded.
wholeheartedly Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll made Gino
Well, and
develop. I don't say
Saquon
develop because how old he is, but utilized his talents.
and Saquon is that offense. And CMC went to a team who literally just puts out running backs left and right.
That's why
I
he was
mean,
injured.
I would say CMC would fall out of that list. It would
Yeah.
be between Gino and
Saquon.
and Shake one.
Saquon.
So if I had to put money on it, I would say Saquon.
Shake one.
So
Saquon.
So hopefully Saquon gets this one. Let's move into let's just go MVP. I feel like this is single-handedly just going to go
It's
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes.
and
Yep. Mahomes.
This shouldn't. I don't think it's much of a discussion. if I'm being
It's we've kind of had this conversation multiple times, and I think he's going to get this. So obviously, and I bet you if there's
It's
a
a
betting odds on
quarterback
it,
award, unfortunately.
yeah, we've had
nowadays.
that argument
Yep.
too. So, but I agree with Ryan that Bosa didn't break any records. So if you're not breaking records, do you really deserve it?
I think JJ did pretty well.
He
JJ
ain't
didn't
it.
break any records either. 1,500
Yeah,
yards on the
even
season.
with an extra game.
Yeah, I'm just
But
saying.
are you going to say? But are you gonna
Tyreek
say
Hill,
the
I
same
think.
Nope.
thing for Patrick because
Nope.
he had an extra game. That's
Nope.
why he broke the
No,
record.
means
I
both.
don't agree, but it's
Or
still
they're gonna-
take away 300 yards. He had 4,900 yards on the season.
He still,
I mean,
he
Right, he
had
still had a really good
Yeah, I
season.
mean, I'm not
Stupid,
taking
didn't he?
anything away from Patrick,
With-
but it's for sure a quarterback.
Without
award.
JJ, like
Yeah.
with the lesser JJ.
Yeah.
That's Juju.
Yeah.
You like that?
I don't even know if I'd say that. Oh man.
So yeah, I think we all think Patrick Mahomes on this one, right?
Yeah, I'm Mahomes
Except
for
Ryan
MVP.
said Bosa.
For no,
Yeah, he said that on purpose. He said that on purpose.
stop it.
Patty,
Yeah, we know.
And then so let's move on to the offensive rookie of the year. Do they give out 2 awards for this? Is it AFC,
I
NFC?
think they did.
I thought we talked about this already. Anyway,
Everybody tells me that, but like I've
yeah,
got
it's
mixed.
offensive rookie.
So I
You know
think
what?
You
it's,
just whisper to yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to think out loud.
Um,
it didn't work.
think it's if it's two different divisions
all right,
or
yeah.
conferences, it's going to be Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson.
Oh no, if it's two
Kenneth
conferences,
Walker?
it's going to be
Stop.
Garrett Wilson, Kenneth Walker. Yeah.
It's close for me.
Ryan said no. I don't know. I had Kenneth Walker early in the year.
I
Or
still
a
have
couple
Kenneth.
shows
I
ago.
still have Kenneth Walker because he's the only guy that really played all year.
And the guy that I would choose next because of the importance to the team would be Purdy.
Offensive and defensive.
Purdy doesn't deserve it.
No,
Same
Purdy
situation
didn't
as a
play
comeback
enough.
player of the year. Oh, guy plays 6 games, and the offense was playing well without him. The defense was
You
playing
need
well
to be
without
there
him. You
for
throw
them.
him in, he just does a little bit better than everybody else.
I'd
You
listen
just-
Purdy's a system quarterback. He fits that system.
Garrett Wilson.
I agree. Hold on. That's an absolute agreement.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah, for defensive. The Garrett Wilson one, like the only reason I say Garrett Wilson might get this overall is because of the quarterback controversy there,
That's
and he
true.
still put up the yardage he put up.
He
And
did have a
then-
good year.
So-
and then Sauce.
I think-
I take Sauce for defense.
I have Aiden.
I like that.
I have
hate
Aiden
that.
Hutchinson. I don't think Sauce deserves
Sauce
it.
did not do that good.
Nope.
Compare him next to Martin Emerson. There's
Compare-
not much of a
We
difference.
did that. We
Yeah,
did that on the show.
of a
actually,
difference.
you know what? We're gonna
Emerson and
He's all
Stingley.
mad.
what we're gonna do is we'll put that MVP talk or that conversation. We'll put that link up in the description above.
Oh.
We'll put like a little link
Yeah,
up there
because there's
in
not
this
much
area.
of a difference.
So look at the timestamp, and then we'll put
Is
that up in there.
Thibodeau's really in the conversation?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's stupid.
No, I can't. Well, this is
Aiden
this is one of our
Hutchinson,
graphics from
I think
earlier.
Oh, okay.
easily takes the
But
award home.
It's Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And then, so, well, if this is also 2 divisions, what would you? I wouldn't even think it. I don't think it is 2 divisions. But
no, but if it's 2 divisions, then it's just
Sauce.
Aiden Sauce.
Yeah, Aiden Sauce. I don't think
I mean,
you
yeah,
can say
but-
anything
I'm
else.
scared to say Martin Emerson.
No.
I like
Martin
that.
Emerson is-
Well, I like the Hamilton one
Hutchinson
because
has
Kyle
as many
Hamilton played very
interceptions
well
as
this
Sauce.
year.
Yeah, he didn't play all year though.
So
Oh, Kyle Hamilton.
Hutchinson has as many interceptions as Sauce, and he played corner. So
All right, Hutchinson
Who?
it is. Give it to
Hutchinson.
Whitey.
Same.
yes, you're
Sauce-
right.
I
Aiden
like
Hutchinson
Sauce,
was a
but-
better corner than Sauce Gardner. I agree.
No,
I
stop.
think
That's
the
not what he
reason why
said. Oh God.
So we've had this conversation. I think Sauce is good.
He's
First round pick.
overrated.
Sure.
But the problem is it's his name. I think that's propelling
Yeah,
him into this talk.
You
And
said
the-
recognition is what
exactly,
gets him
and I mean, obviously the guys that fall second, third round that, I mean, are even in conversation.
It's about
with
all
it.
around stats,
Yeah.
and
It
his
is.
passes defended are the only reason he's going to get the award because he did good at his job. Aiden Hutchinson did really good at his job on
Yeah.
a team that literally was the worst. Now, I will
Nobody was
that would probably be the
expecting
argument,
them.
right? Is that Aiden Hutchinson was able to do it on a good defense
Yep.
and still be a standout,
Yep.
and did I say that
Sauce
backwards?
Gardner.
Sauce Gardner was able to do it on good defense and was a standout. Aiden Hutchinson was a standout on a very bad defense. So maybe that's the reason they're looking at Sauce a whole nother way.
Yeah. So that brings us. Are we going to talk about Coach of the Year?
Yeah. So and then the coach
That's
of
a
the
perfect
year.
cut.
Who do you got?
It's got to be Doug Peterson. It's close. But
I hate this because I
It's
gave
hard.
it to
It's-
Shanahan.
this-
Who did I say was a better coach than Shanahan?
You said
Sirianni.
Dable. You said Dable.
I said Sirianni.
And Dable.
so the only.
I did not say Dable was
You-
better
I-
than Shanahan.
Who? Somebody was touting up Dable.
I mean, all those guys up there deserve it. Let's be honest. Every single one of those guys.
Well, except for Dan Campbell.
I mean,
I can't say that. He
I
turned around-
can. Dan Campbell did everything he could to be risky, and it worked out. That doesn't
that's
make
all
me
Dable,
coach.
that's all Dable did.
It
He
worked
had,
out,
And so
though.
did
oh,
Peterson.
come on.
That's how they won their playoff game.
Oh,
No,
man.
stop it.
It worked
Jeez.
A guy who takes Aiden Hudson and puts him at corner, that is very risky, and you could die.
He
in
got
that
3
situation.
picks. It worked.
Well, he
Right.
got
Hey,
one.
don't
from
bring
the
that up.
corner.
Now. I mean, we're just going to be a whole other conversation.
I'm gonna say Shanahan, and I say Shanahan because he did what he did with his offense
With the quarterback
with 3
carousel.
different quarterbacks through injury. I mean, that's hard to do. That's hard. I would say that's harder to do than touting out Jalen Hurts, who is a mid-accurate quarterback, but he has pieces around him that can catch the ball. I like Doug Peterson a lot.
Doug
I think
Peterson-
Doug Peterson. If I was to pick now, I said Shanahan earlier. I would vote Doug EP.
It would be Doug for me, and then
I would
And I know
Second would be
Sirianni
Shanahan.
is
Second
getting
would be-
poo-pooed, but
Dude, it sucks because like Sirianni, like if they win with Minshew, Sirianni hands down.
and that just sucks that that's the situation that could,
Do you know what I'm saying though? Like if they win with Minshew, Sirianni hands down.
yeah. I mean,
Because it just proved that you didn't need a quarterback and you still did it.
I agree. But they didn't. They got
But they didn't.
AJ,
I love Shanahan too.
But Howie Roseman, Howie Roseman's a genius. Bringing AJ Brown, you still have a top 10 pick this year going to the Super
Top
Bowl.
3 coaches in the league right now.
And
Yep.
top 3 coaches.
Yeah, give them to me right now.
Nick Sirianni,
In the league right
In the
now.
league right now.
Andy Reid.
Andy Reid, Nick Sirianni, and I would have to say Kyle Shanahan.
We're just leaving Bill out of it, huh?
I mean, you can't not have Bill there.
I am.
Oh man, that's so hard.
What has he won since Tom left?
He's
Tom won a Super Bowl.
he
What has
made it to the
won?
playoffs with Mac Jones the first year.
Okay, what does he do this year?
I mean, they were almost did it this
He
year
put-
with
He
flipping
put
Bailey
Patricia at
Zappi.
offensive coordinator.
Okay, no, but exactly. So he did that. So why are we going to talk about him being a top coach?
Exactly.
Oh, you're
Bad
really
decision
going to
making.
have that
Where's
argument.
Bo at? Where's
I
Bo
am.
with the cross training?
How about this?
That's
It doesn't
another
matter. He
conversation.
still has 6 rings.
He bought.
He
brought
cheated
Bill
at
O'Brien.
least 2 of
Past?
them.
We could talk about the past. You a Steelers fan over there now talking about
Oh
the past.
shit!
But I'm just saying.
Oh
Maybe I could call you a
god!
Dallas fan talking
But I'm
about
just
the
saying,
past.
Belichick still is Belichick one of the most winningest coaches in the
Yes.
NFL?
He also had Tom fucking Brady at quarterback.
I don't
Again, they
disagree.
cheated their way to at least 2 Super Bowls.
Oh damn!
He's also had a top 10 defense for almost 20 of those years.
That's-
Tom Brady wasn't on the defense.
Now that is Bill.
That is impressive, yes. But if I had to pick right now,
That would be your argument for Shanahan. And he's got one of the best defensive ends in the league. Name a defensive end that played for the Patriots.
I
I
don't
would
know the defensive ends. I know a linebacker. Kyle Van Noy don't play for them anymore.
not
does
anymore.
But do you know what I'm saying?
Judon.
He?
Winovich.
Matt Judon.
Judon was very good this year.
No, Winovich was on the Browns.
Winovich is on the Browns.
But he did play for New England.
Yes, he
Yeah.
did.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, but he was not that good.
Isa Hogan. Where's that theme song? I am a real
I'll go straight up and I'll say Belichick, Reed, and to me it's Sirianni right now. But Shanahan would be, those two are tit for tat until one of them proves that they can win the Super Bowl and one of them's about to.
Wait, what did you say?
He
I'm
said-
sorry.
Shanahan and Sirianni are tit for tat until
Okay.
one of them proves that they win a Super Bowl. Because
Now, if we want to go,
Shanahan's never made it to the Super Bowl.
Is it Sirianni's offense?
It doesn't matter. It's his
Yes,
whole
it does.
team.
Nope.
Sirianni is still the coach. He's got to put that game plan together.
and
He
that's
has
my
to
argument.
execute.
But
He's
if
gotta
Shanahan
execute
is
that.
doing the offense and putting the game plan together, you get an edge.
But I mean,
You get an
still-
F?
An edge.
Are you?
Why do you get an edge?
Because you're doing 2 flipping jobs.
Right.
No.
You are
Whereas also-
calling that
No.
offense
What is a game? What is a coach's job?
to manage the game.
To delegate.
Bill calls his own defense. Well, he called his own defense. Now he has his son do it.
It's to
Because he
delegate
just
and
listens
put the
to
right
him.
people
The
in
dude has a
charge. If you
pacifier
think
in his
you're
mouth.
better than the guy that's currently in charge, then
If
you do
You
it.
are doing more. You get more of the say. Shanahan does. I don't know if
Shanahan
Sirianni calls
has
his own
been to a
offense.
Super Bowl. They lost to the Chiefs.
But
Shanahan.
he's still been there.
Has been-
Shanahan's
Sirianni.
been to the Super Bowl.
He lost to the Chiefs.
What year?
They lost to the Chiefs. When Jimmy was there.
Jimmy was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Jimmy's never made it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he did.
I bet you.
I almost.
bet.
I'm
In
almost,
2018, you're saying they made it to the Super Bowl.
I was saying Jimmy and the Chiefs.
Well, it would be the
Versus
only
the
year that
Chiefs.
Jimmy played all year, and it'd be 2018.
Oh no,
played-
the Falcons. We was there with the Falcons when they got stomped.
He
The
played.
defense.
Well,
blew
Jimmy
them.
G still.
That
played
was
in
the
true.
Patriots.
Jimmy G
That
still
was
played in the
Patriots that year,
Super
I
Bowl.
remember
That was the Patriots with
No.
Atlanta.
San Fran in 2020 against Kansas City.
Right. Jimmy,
Okay, so
Jimmy
that
G
year.
played. He played in the
He did
Super
play
Bowl,
that year, yeah.
Well, he was injured most of that year, though.
but he played in the Super Bowl.
He did play the Super Bowl.
You gonna take the L on that one?
Oh man, we got Hogan.
Yeah, I will.
Oh.
But here's the thing, right?
But yeah, Kyle Shanahan wasn't the coach that year, was he? Or was he?
Tell you something.
No, Shanahan was.
Shanahan was.
Yeah, he's been the coach since 2016.
He's been there for a minute.
But the thing is, if Sirianni wins it,
Oh yeah, he's.
you're gonna
yeah,
take that one.
Yeah, I'll take that one. I have Nick
he's getting
Sirianni
him.
above
Oh, man.
above Shanahan.
And I'll tell you.
I don't.
And I'll tell you right
I
now.
have Sirianni above Shanahan.
And I'll
I
tell
have
you-
Reed, Sirianni, and Shanahan.
And I'll
That's
tell
my
you
three.
right now that
now.
Jalen Hurts would have been touted worse than Garoppolo in the Super Bowl.
That's a hot take.
Clarify that. What do you mean touted
What
worse?
do you? Yeah.
Because Jalen Hurts was supposed to be nothing going up to this year.
He was. They were talking about not bringing him
Garoppolo
back.
was supposed to be everything.
Yeah, but the problem with the Garoppolo is he's been injured every year.
Except one.
Which quarterback's better?
Hurts.
Which
You can't say
quarterback's better?
You can't say that yet.
More
Why?
proven or better as of stats? I mean,
How, how can you not say
who
Hurts
do you-
is better
who do you-
because Garoppolo has been hurt?
No, because
just
Hurts has been
I'm
in the
just
league
I'm just saying,
2
right?
years.
Like
Okay.
I'm just saying. So like,
oh God, I'm out.
well, which quarterback?
That's what I'm
But
saying.
Jimmy Garoppolo, right?
That's
So
a slip.
Jimmy
Slippery
Garoppolo is
slippery
one of the best
slope.
winningest quarterbacks when on the field, and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, but you have 2 years versus what 8 with Jimmy.
like 10
Jalen Hurts
for all
also
I
was
know.
hurt this year.
So,
For
all right.
He was hurt, so I forgot.
I mean, if
That's slippery, boys.
if I had to say, I mean, if I was starting a franchise, I'd take Jalen Hurts. He's got more upside, higher ceiling, in my opinion.
If you were starting a franchise, but if
Yes.
you were in the Super Bowl,
If I'm in the Super Bowl,
KJ, Kelly will pick up Jimmy G and trade you Hurts.
Oh.
Kelly's picked up like 3 quarterbacks and offered them for trades constantly. She literally picked up Tom Brady, offered him to like Ryan as a trade.
Kelly Smart.
By the way, I have Jalen Hurts.
so are you saying who
That's
I
what
want in
she's
the Super
saying.
Bowl? Who I want to start in the Super Bowl?
Who do you want to start? Yeah,
Fully healthy,
fully healthy. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts.
All right.
Okay,
That's the
I
question.
mean, Jimmy G was healthy that whole Super Bowl and he lost. He had a bad throw. He missed the guy.
But he lost to Kansas City with
Okay.
one of the possible goats.
With
But
the
that
worst
was
defense
that
than
was
right now.
before anybody even considered him the GOAT. Or possible.
I
not
don't
the GOAT, but a
know, but
possible
he was
GOAT.
making weird throws that year,
And I
and
think
that was the year that everybody's
Yeah,
like,
no,
dude, are you watching this
Odell
kid?
Beckham and George Pickens made some good catches, but you know.
This is
I
good.
think.
All right. We're gonna close this show out. We've hung around a little longer than we normally do on
Guys, keep getting him. He's leaving.
on a Wednesday. So that's it for me today. I will say, well, I'll let you guys say your buys and then I'll close the show up. So Johnny, you got your buys today? Anything?
Nothing really.
Put your
other
mic
than,
up.
What?
Put your mic up. Your mic's not on the screen.
Me?
There it is.
No.
Show
nothing left.
yourself.
Just, go Eagles and yeah. That's pretty.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about this weekend.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it.
All right, Wheels, takeaway for today.
Our takeaway for today is going to be Hendon Hooker will either be a Raven or a Colt.
All right, that's a bold take, not a
That-
takeaway.
no,
That's a bold take. All right, Steve,
that.
takeaway today?
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for being here. We love you. God bless you. Come back.
Gesundheit.
Tell everybody. Tell everybody about this show. Tell your families. I don't know why you guys aren't telling your families. Tell your families. We're here. We're loud
And proud.
and proud. Thank you guys.
Not
love
that
you.
kind of proud, though. All right.
super proud.
So you guys have a wonderful day today. What we're going to do this weekend, we are going to get into a show. It's going to be early like normal.
9 o'clock.
9 to 11. It's going to be going over the Super Bowl. And then I think we have interior offensive linemen we're going to go over. And then we'll probably go over some bets and some crazy bets that you can actually bet on because I think there's halftime bets.
They have the bets for like the
Nip-slip
longest.
bets. Nip-slits. Nip-slips.
They have the bets
Janet
for
Jackson?
like the national anthem, the coin toss, and a whole bunch
Yeah.
of crazy stuff.
we'll-
Las Vegas loves stealing.
We'll go
money.
over some of those bets too, because I think that'll be a blast to go over, especially since gambling's legal in Ohio. Have fun with that one. So that being said, I guess we will head out this show, and we will see you guys Saturday. Please like and subscribe to the show, and like he said, share it around. We would love to hear from everybody. Thank you. Have a great day.